Is JR. Welcome to the first ever episode of Marijuana Millionaire YouTube channel, where we will go through and dissect the top picks in the marijuana sector. As we go through, this next 30 days is going to be the biggest in the marijuana industry, where we have the largest news yet to come industry-wide. Stay tuned to the channel, subscribe to the videos, hit that like button, and follow us. We'll be posting videos daily. Roll the intro. Hope you guys enjoyed the funny video. Before we get started here, I must say I am not a financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. All the information found here, including my ideas, opinions, views, predictions, forecasts, commentaries, suggestions, and/or stock picks expressed are for informational, entertainment, or educational purposes only and should not be construed as personal investment advice. While the information provided is believed to be accurate, it may include errors or inaccuracies. Okay, so if we dive into this, guys, I started back in 2015 looking into the marijuana sector as state after state started to unveil medical legalization. I saw this as, the gold rush. So I tried to find a company that was in several states, publicly traded, that was worth a good look. Although through my research and journey, I was unable to find anything in the U.S. that was in more than one state, publicly traded, and worth buying. So it took me to my journey to the north. And what we found to the north was that Canada actually legalized medical marijuana on a federal level back in 2001. So as we here in the U.S. just started unveiling state legalization, Canada has already implemented federal medical marijuana legalization. Which is going to lead us to our breaking news here a little bit further on. But as we dug further into this, you then start to read research on, the gold rush, and they called it the green rush is what we're currently in, and the several approaches. Back in the day in the gold rush, there was people that made a bunch of money by mining the gold. There was others that said the smarter approach was to invest in the picks and shovels. It just depends on how you looked at it. So the picks and shovels approach on this is Scottsdale Miracle-Gro. Basically, they sell equipment to grow and harvest greenhouse. They recently basically attached themselves to this boom that we're having in the marijuana sector. That they are selling growing equipment to marijuana growers. But to be honest, there's a million different companies that sell lights. It's not a terrible approach, but it's not the one that's going to get you rich. So we took a step further and looked into the Canadian companies, the licensed producers, LPs. This is where we get into our breaking news. And there it is. In 29 days, Canada, on June 7th, will have the final vote to be the first developed country in the world to legalize recreational marijuana on a federal level. This is a game changer. We're talking about not just medical, you need a prescription, but we're talking about 18 years or older, just like you would buy alcohol. Canada will be the first country, and at this stage they are on track and majority looks like this bill will be approved. This is going to be huge for the cannabis stocks in the Canadian sector. Who of which have been ramping up their growth capacities at a rapid pace. This has been a long time coming, slightly delayed, but on June 7th, the vote will take place 8 to 12 weeks after the provinces will implement the regulations and laws allowing them to start distributing recreational marijuana. This legalization, also known as the Cannabis Act or Bill C-45, that will be passed on June 7th, will play a huge effect in a lot of the major players in Canada. In particular, the four largest growing or licensed producers in Canada to date are Canopy Growth, Aurora Cannabis, Aphria, and MedReleaf. As of late, the past 60 days or so, there has been an insane amount of mergers, acquisitions, buyouts, hostile takeovers. It has just been a cutthroat game in the race for market share in the Canadian sector. But really, what goes further into this is that not only are these companies, already distributing on a medical level within Canada, but they've also started exporting to other countries that have medical legalization on their federal levels. This is game changing. If you can get in on the ground floor, you're talking about buying Amazon back when it was a bookstore. Or even a better example would be entering into alcohol companies at the end of Prohibition. If you had bought back then and hold today, you'd made a fortune. You have that opportunity here in this YouTube channel. We're going to go through daily, talk about each one of these companies. There's a lot of smaller players in the game too, where there's a lot of money to be made. It's going to be an interesting turn of events, the way it plays out. Either way, it's going to make a lot of people very rich overnight. We're here to help. Hit that subscribe button, stay tuned for our daily videos. This is a helpful source. If you have anything that you want us to talk about, put it in the comments section. We'll gladly go over it. But this is big, guys. So stay tuned.